Have you ever felt like the world was whispering that you're not enough? That no matter how hard you try, something, somewhere, is always missing? You smile in front of others, but behind closed doors, you question your worth, your path, your purpose. You scroll through stories of success, faces glowing with victory, lives painted in perfect frames, and you wonder, why not me? Why is my story filled with silence, setbacks, and shadows? But pause. Let's breathe together, just for a moment. Because maybe, just maybe, it's in these very cracks where your light is waiting to break through. You weren't born to live a life that's already written. You're here to carve your own truth, to stand, not in the spotlight of others, but in the raw brilliance of your own becoming. You see, the pain you feel? It's not your enemy. It's your echo calling you to rise, to fight, to believe. This isn't just the beginning of a video. This is the start of a shift in how you see your struggle, a shift in how you define your worth, a shift in how you live the rest of your life. So listen close, because what comes next might just change everything. Every day, millions walk the earth with silent wounds, not visible on the skin, but deep, buried, in places no one sees. You may be one of them, waking up with the weight of yesterday still heavy on your chest, putting on a smile like armor, hoping no one notices the cracks. But the truth is, most people don't need saving from failure. They need saving from feeling like a failure. You've made mistakes? Good. That means you tried. That means you lived. Because perfection? It's a story sold by people too scared to be real. And you are not a story made to be filtered. You are raw, unfinished, brave. Think about it. All those nights you cried in silence? All those moments you doubted yourself, but still showed up. That's strength, not weakness. The battle inside you? It's not meant to destroy you. It's meant to reveal you, to show the world that despite the war, you chose to stand. And maybe, just maybe, that's where greatness starts, in the silence of your suffering, in the quiet decision to keep going. You're not broken. You're becoming. And every scar you carry is just proof that you refuse to give up. You stand in front of the mirror, and what do you see? A face? A flaw? A failure? Because somewhere along the way, you started believing the lie, that the mirror reflects your worth, that your reflection defines your potential. But here's the truth. The mirror only shows the outside. It knows nothing of your battles, your courage, or the storms you've survived. You are so much more than a reflection trapped behind glass. That pimple? That scar? That tired face? They're not you. They're just skin, temporary, fleeting. But what's inside? That fire, that relentless will to get up, again and again. That's you. You've been judged, laughed at, maybe even left behind. But don't let the world shrink your vision to the size of a mirror frame. Because the truth is, mirrors don't reflect dreams, they can't measure depth, and they certainly can't weigh your soul. So stop letting your reflection silence your resurrection. Don't wait for the mirror to approve your greatness. Break it if you have to, but never let it box you in. Look in that mirror today, not to find validation, but to say, I am more than you can ever show, and I'm just getting started. You remember that day, don't you? The day you almost gave up. The alarm rang, but your body said no. The world moved, but you stayed still, and inside, it felt like everything was crashing, quietly, cruelly, like a storm no one else could hear. You stared at the ceiling empty, heavy, as if life had sucked every ounce of strength from your soul. And that voice, that one voice inside your head whispered, why keep going? What's the point? But you didn't stop. You didn't quit. Even if your steps were slow, even if your heart was shaking, you stood up. You moved forward. You fought back. That day, it wasn't your end. It was your becoming. Because the day you almost quit was the day your true self woke up. It wasn't strength that kept you going. It was refusal. Refusal to let pain write your story. Refusal to let fear have the final word. Refusal to disappear. And now look at you. You're here, still breathing, still standing, still trying. And that alone is a victory the world will never see, but you will remember forever. So the next time quitting whispers your name, whisper back, I've survived worse. I won't stop here. They told you, you're not enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, not worthy enough. And slowly, you believed it. Every mistake you made, every rejection you faced, they became proof in your mind that maybe they were right. And so you dimmed your light.
You lowered your voice. You shrank in spaces where you should have stood tall. But here's the truth, the brutal, beautiful truth. You were never meant to be enough for their small expectations. You were meant to break them, to outgrow the boxes they tried to shove you into. Because enough isn't a measurement, it's a mindset. And you? You were born to overflow, to exceed, to shatter the ceiling they quietly built above your dreams. You don't need their permission to believe in yourself. You don't need a round of applause to rise. Because every second you're breathing, you have purpose. Every scar you carry proves your strength. You're not just enough. You're everything you need to be, and more. So when that old lie comes back whispering, you're still not enough, stand firm, breathe deep, and roar back. I was never not enough. You just couldn't handle my more.
There was a dream once, do you remember? It wasn't loud. It didn't shout for attention, but it mattered. You whispered it to yourself at night, wrote it in hidden notebooks, daydreamed it in quiet classrooms or between long shifts and tired sighs. You felt it in your chest. That fire, that strange ache that told you, this is what I was born to do. But life got loud, people got harsh, and the world? It told you to be realistic. So you buried it quietly, gently, like a part of you that wasn't allowed to breathe anymore. You told yourself it was silly, too late, too far out of reach. But let me ask you something. Does it still knock? Sometimes? Late at night, in the still moments, when no one else is watching. Because dreams never really die. They just wait. They wait for you to believe again. And the truth is, that dream you buried, it's still alive, still burning. It's not too late. You're not too old. It's not impossible. You owe it to the version of you that once believed it could be real. Dig it up, dust it off, let it breathe again. Because the world doesn't need another copy. It needs your original fire. And that fire still lives in the dream you almost forgot. Fear doesn't shout. It whispers. It speaks in doubts, in quiet sabotage, in the pause before every leap. It tells you to wait, to prepare more, to be sure. But what it really means is, don't try. It dresses itself as logic, as caution, as care. But deep down, fear is just control. And it's clever. It wraps itself around your dreams, ties them down with, what if it fails? What if they laugh? What if you're not good enough? It cages you with chains made of maybe and locks them with someday. And the worst part? You start mistaking fear for your own voice. But listen closely. That voice inside you that trembles yet still speaks, that wants to break free, that dares to imagine more. That's not fear. That's your soul begging for space. Because fear has only one goal, to keep you exactly where you are. But greatness lies on the other side. The moment you feel fear is the exact moment you know you're close to something true. So don't fight it. Face it. Stand in front of your fear and say, you've had me long enough. I'm not your prisoner anymore. Then take one step, one terrifying, uncertain, glorious step toward the life fear tried to steal. There was a time you looked in the mirror and saw something beautiful, not perfect, not polished, but real. But the world, it gave you reasons to stop loving yourself. They pointed at your flaws, mocked your differences, told you what was too much or not enough. Your smile? Too crooked. Your body? Not right. Your voice, your skin, your dreams, all wrong by their standards. And slowly, you stopped seeing you. You started seeing them through your own eyes. That mirror became a battlefield. Every glance, a silent war. And the reflection staring back? A stranger shaped by criticism, not truth. But let me tell you something. They lied. You are not broken. You are not a mistake. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out. That mirror never hated you. It just reflected the voices you gave power to. Now, take it back. Stand tall. Look deeper. Not at the flaws they made up, but at the strength they couldn't kill. Every scar, every curve, every so-called imperfection. That's your story. And it's beautiful. So next time you face that mirror, don't flinch. Smile. Because you're not seeing what they see. You're seeing you, the fighter, the survivor, the masterpiece they never understood.
Pain was your first teacher, not by choice, but by force. It didn't ask for permission. It didn't knock politely. It stormed in, shattered everything, then left you to clean it up. Betrayal, loss, loneliness, you've tasted them all. There were nights you couldn't breathe, mornings where getting up felt like lifting the weight of the world. And still, you rose. But here's the thing. That pain didn't just break you. it built you. Every tear you swallowed became fuel. Every heartbreak sharpened your focus. Every moment you were overlooked taught you how to shine without their approval. They thought the pain would finish you. They didn't know you were learning how to fight. You didn't just survive. You transformed. You turned rock bottom into the foundation of a version of yourself so strong, so unbreakable, they won't recognize you. And maybe they shouldn't, because this isn't revenge. It's rebirth. Your pain has a purpose now. It's not a weakness. It's your weapon. The next time someone asks you how you became so powerful, don't say success. Don't say talent. Say pain. Because what tried to bury you only planted your roots deeper. And now? You rise, not in spite of your pain, but because of it. Remember that dream? The one you whispered to the stars as a child? It wasn't about money. It wasn't about fame. It was pure. It was joy in its rawest form. You didn't need permission. You just believed. And then, life happened. They told you to grow up. They laughed when you said it out loud. They called it unrealistic. Too big. Too late. So you folded that dream up like an old letter and tucked it away. But it never stopped breathing. It's still there, waiting. Every time you sigh in boredom. Every time you stare out the window longer than you should. Every time your heart beats faster at the thought of something more. That's it, calling. You didn't lose the dream. You just buried it under the weight of fear, responsibility, and the noise of the world. But here's the truth. If it still hurts to think about, if it still pulls at your soul, it's not over. Dreams don't die. They just go silent until you are brave enough to listen again. So ask yourself, what would it take to chase it now? Not recklessly, not blindly, but boldly. Because the dream you forgot to chase might be the one that was always meant to save you. There's a version of you, not far from here, not years away, not lost in some distant future. It's waiting, standing silently at the edge of who you are and who you could be. This version of you is stronger, wiser, fearless. It walks with purpose, speaks with clarity, loves without holding back. But right now, it's watching you. Every time you say, I can't, it flinches. Every time you settle, every time you break a promise to yourself, it fades just a little more. But it never disappears. It waits patiently for the day you stop running from your own potential. You see, this version of you doesn't need to be created. It needs to be unleashed. It's already inside, trapped beneath doubt, fear, and years of listening to voices that weren't your own. It's the fire you felt before life watered you down. So the question isn't, can you become that person? The real question is, how long will you make them wait? Because the version of you that's still waiting isn't waiting forever. And when you finally meet them, you'll realize they were never a dream. They were your destiny. There's a moment that shifts everything, a split second that changes your life forever. It doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't announce itself. It just happens. It's the moment you decide to stop waiting for permission. The moment you say, enough. You may not even notice it at first. It may feel like an ordinary day, like any other, but something inside you snaps. Your mindset, your approach, your energy, they all shift. It's like the fog clears and suddenly, you see what you've been blind to for so long. The dreams? They're closer than you thought. The goals? They're within reach. The pain? It's not holding you back. It's driving you forward. This is your moment. The moment you choose to rise. The moment you decide to take that first step into the unknown, into the unstoppable. And once you make that choice, nothing can ever be the same. You won't go back to the person you were. You'll never look at the world the same way. Because you'll know that nothing, and no one, can ever stop you again. This is your time. This is your moment to rise, to take control, to become who you were always meant to be. You've been through the storms, faced the shadows, and yet, here you are stronger than ever. The pain? It made you. The doubts? They've been silenced. The fear? It's no longer in charge. Now, all that's left is for you to step into your power, to make that choice, to take that leap, because the life you've always dreamed of, it's waiting for you on the other side of fear, but it won't come to you. You have to go to it. And when you do, you won't just find success, you'll create it. So take that first step and keep walking forward. The world is waiting for you to show up in all your greatness. Don't wait another day. Don't hold back any longer. This is your moment. Make it count. Like this video if you felt the shift inside you. Share it with someone who needs this wake-up call. And subscribe to Motivational Boolaa for more inspiration. Because it's time for you to become the person you were always meant to be.